Good morning. This is Monday with Friday, preparing you for a wise week ahead. I'm speaking exclusively to American voters today, but the rest of you are most welcome to continue viewing. Now, if you haven't voted yet and shall do so today or tomorrow, I want to recommend how you should vote. First of all, vote for us rather than against them. In healthy communities and when one is intent on nation building, there is no them, there's only us. Them creates imagined enemies within, but voting for us propels us to vote for the common good, that which is good for all of us, not just some of us, and not for them. Second, you don't have to be a Baptist like I am to vote for soul freedom. Soul freedom is a tenet of Baptists' expression of the Christian faith. Although we Baptists coined the term, we have no monopoly on it. For soul freedom is every individual's right, competence, and total prerogative to relate directly to and with God for their own selves without the mediation, imposition, or regulation of government especially, or of any other person. Soul freedom deters a person from imposing their beliefs on another person, and it impels that same person to decry someone else attempting to impose their religious beliefs upon another person. Soul freedom frowns upon religious agendas colluding with political power, designed to compel masses of people to live according to the narrow, painful religious beliefs of a few. Christian nationalism, already running amok in America, and you ain't seen nothing yet, is neither Christian nor patriotic. It is the denial and the demolition of soul freedom. So today and tomorrow, I ask you, vote for soul freedom. Third, vote for religious freedom. This is another tenet of Baptists' expression of the Christian faith, and it is in fact enshrined in the First Amendment of the United States Constitution. Religious freedom declares the freedom of an individual to have and hold a religion of their choice, and even to have and hold no religion. Those who hold religion should not only refrain from imposing their religion upon others, but they should actively advocate for those upon whom religious imperialism or supremacy or religious positions are being imposed and forced, especially by government. Christian nationalism assails religious freedom and portends grave danger to all, including those religious people who enforce it, who think that today they're safe and will always be. Today and tomorrow, would you please vote for religious freedom? Fourth, vote for a wall of separation between church and state. This phrase and this concept were first articulated by Thomas Jefferson, the third American president, in a reply to American Baptists in Danbury, Connecticut, who wrote him in consternation at the Congregational Church in Connecticut's assuming a posture of state church, the very thing that birthed Baptists in Amsterdam 193 years earlier and made them flee England in 1638 for America. Although politicians from every stripe in America claim faith, there are some, and a particularly hypocritical one, who doesn't live out the faith he lies that he has, who now make narrow, corrupt, erroneous, ascetic, and harmful expressions of that faith as part of their political platform. They make it a political force designed to oppress rather than liberate. They shape or promise to shape public policy on those corrupt interpretations of faith with dangerous and deleterious consequences on the masses. It's the very definition of fascism, and none who read of Dietrich Bonhoeffer in Hitler's Germany can overlook the frightful comparisons between Hitler's Germany and those here in America who would make religion a state religion. Now, once again, Christian nationalism, evil to the core, is not Christian. So will you vote for the wall of separation between church and state today and tomorrow? A fifth, please vote for immigrants and ethnic minorities here in America. In my ministerial assignment here in the American heartland, I have people within my charge who are Puerto Rican. They are not garbage. I've been to Puerto Rico. It's not a garbage heap out there in the Caribbean Sea. I have others from Nicaragua, El Salvador, Honduras, Guatemala, Mexico, Costa Rica, Colombia, and the Dominican Republic. They didn't bring crime. They didn't bring drugs. They didn't bring disease. They aren't beyond anybody's assumption good. All of them beyond anybody's assumption are good people. They aren't loosed from asylums. I'm voting for them tomorrow. I'm voting for my people, my parishioners, from the Democratic Republic of the Congo, from Burundi, Rwanda, Ivory Coast, Benin, Nigeria, Ethiopia, and Kenya. They are in about a quarter of the congregations that I serve. I am voting for the Haitians, the Cubans, Jamaicans, and Barbadians among us, and even the Trinidadian. Those people's countries of origins are not S-hole countries. Neither are they, quote, lunatics, convicts, and disease-infested peoples poisoning the blood of America, unquote. I am casting my vote for them. I am casting my vote for the Burmese refugees and immigrants I serve, a most generous people, some of whose immigration status, though legitimate, shall expose them to deportation if your vote is not for them, but instead for a man whose potential cabinet appointee says, quote, we can deport families together, unquote. Sixth, I am voting for women and girls. Now, no matter what you believe about abortion, those aforementioned principles of soul freedom and religious freedom compel us to respect the competence of scientists, doctors, gynecologists, and the soul freedom of grown women and their family units to make decisions for themselves rather than the government making it for them regarding their own unique healthcare needs, or even for their raped 8-year-old daughter now pregnant. I am voting for them, because the point at which human life begins is still debatable, even when one applies science and when one remembers that in the book of Genesis it declares that that lump of clay became a living soul only when God breathed life into them and the first breath of life is taken. I shall vote for women and girls because abortion is a highly personal and a highly complex decision that belongs to them, not the government, regardless of what my own ethical, spiritual, or religious positions on the matter tell me. And by the way, George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Michael Brown, Sandra Bland, Tamir Rice, Trayvon Martin, John Crawford, the 20 kids at Sandy Hook, the 17 at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Florida, the 49 people in the Orlando gay nightclub, the 58 in a concert in Las Vegas, and the Reverend Clementa Pinckney and his 8 parishioners were all aborted. And the hypocrites against womb privacy and soul freedom are doing nothing to stop that kind of abortion. Now finally, I am voting for my fellow human beings who identify in the LGBTQ community. I vote for them if only for their right to dignity and freedom from harassment and violence and from being denied any of the rights that the rest of us enjoy. I'll cast my vote for them because I believe even Jesus would defend their dignity and their right to a place in civic society alongside the rest of us who have that right as well, regardless of anything else Jesus might say or do about that situation. I am Michael Friday, and your week just got better, even if controversial. I hope you will vote, and I hope you will vote wisely. I'll see you again next time. Happy Monday all the way to Friday.